bird of prey. 5. El Karuga.
Kapla!
Kapla.
I'm going to take this opportunity, however, to suggest that we all hail Karuga. That's all I'm saying.
Forgive me, Doctor. I'm receiving a number of distress calls. I don't doubt it.
Y'all remember to tip your waitresses. Have a mighty fine night.
If you come in peace, surrender, destroy. If you're here to make war, we surrender.
Both good. The important thing is I'm meeting new people.
When the appointed hour arrives, the Marauders will deactivate their cloaking devices and begin transporting Klingon shock troops directly to the landing zone.
Landing zone? Where? Tell me.
Why not? Your feeble weapons will be useless against us. We will kill all your males and take your females to mate with.
All right. Now the Federation's taking over, whether you like it or not. You people, you've been running this planet like a piecework factory. From now on, it's going to be under one roof. You're going to run it like a business. And that means you're going to make a profit.
Look at these 3 words written larger than the rest, with a special pride never written before or since. Tall words, proudly saying, "We the people."
Hi, I'm Nicole DeBoer. I played Lieutenant Ezri Dax on DS9, and I welcome you to Bird O' Prey 5 channel. Hail Karoga.
Hello world, it's Bird O' Prey 5 Cuplaw, and welcome to Bed Life for Friday, April 28th, 2023, aka National Arbor Day. I don't know if this is the same as Arbor Day. It's technically National Arbor Day, but if it is or isn't, well, it's close enough. And of course, Arbor Day only reminds me now of the Orville episode where they grow an entire giant sequoia tree inside a krill ship using the time, changing the speed of time device, the anti-banana ray from the first episode of the Orville, and Seth MacFarlane as Captain Mercer talks about he wished he had something better to say, and I don't know if it was Kelly or somebody or Gordon, or one of them would have said, "Oh, happy Arbor Day," or did Mercer say Arbor? Somebody said Happy Arbor Day, and it was a pretty good thing to say. Yeah, I think he said something about like a tree or something, and they said I would have said Happy Arbor Day, and it would have been anyway. Hashtag the Orville got canceled. Bird was right, but it could be renewed. It would be nice if it was renewed. Anyway, .org/free the underground. That's how the internet works, right? Jedi Bill was first in the chat. Kapla Jedi Bill says, Kapla, brother warrior, Bird O' Prey 5. And all should hail Karoga, hail Karoga. And Richie Poole says Arbor Day. That brings back memories of the anti-banana ray. We should no longer fear the banana. Absolutely. And Richie Poole puts in a Mamo Prey, Sisso Prey, Nephew Prey, and the sassy emoji. John Araki puts in Trip and Krapla John Araki. And John Araki says, when is it going to be Librarian Awareness Day? I don't think there is a Librarian Awareness Day. And he says, and is tomorrow the resumption of lesbian and visibility? Well, it's actually Lesbian Visibility Week. So I think Sunday it ends. Sunday, lesbians go back to being invisible. However, be warned, the all kissing Dax all the time is no longer in effect. I did go ahead and resume several of the other animations. Now, I'll be honest, for today, and only today, you still have a much higher chance of getting kissing Dax than normal. You have like a 1 in 4 chance on a super chat and a 1 in 3 chance on a donation. Whereas come next week, I think it'll probably go to like a 1 in 10 chance of getting kissing Dax on a super chat.
Scanning. Indications negative at this
And
time.
LDG Free the Net used a $2 donation and says just testing. And although he didn't get kissing Dax, he got eyebrow Dax. Now, I didn't say that you wouldn't get Dax, but you're not getting kissing Dax. But yeah, so either way, you want to consider that lucky or not lucky, that's up to you. Anyway, and Johnny Rocky adds to it and he says, and does that invisibility signal the start of some kind of gay light saving time? No, the great empire of Kuroga does not believe in neither daylight saving time nor gay light saving time, which I presume is the hour when gays move their clocks back. So they have an extra hour to be fabulous. They have an extra hour of being fabulous as they walk around their cities and posh places. Not the woods, not the hiking trails, not the Jeep trails. Captain Phantom Nerd says, hello, Captain. Jedi Bill says, I hint around. And he says, don't mind me. I'm really high right now. Lol. Jedi Bill is in Goodyear, Arizona, house sitting some pets and getting high as a kite, apparently. Jedi Bill, I hope you're enjoying it. Hope the cats or pets are doing well. I assume you're house sitting a cat and a dog, but if it's one or the other, I apologize. A lion, you think, Mama Frey? That's why he's smoking, so because he's house sitting a lion. Captain Phantom Nerd says, hello, Captain. Richie Poole says, Dear Bop, Arbor Day edition, where every Dear Bop has to do with planting, upkeep, and preservation of trees. And pop culture curator, Kapla Pop, with a 21-month Hirogan Orphan super chat message, says, have a great day, everyone. Take care, pop culture curator. Thank you for stopping by. And thank you again. 21 months. 21 months. Hey, Salty Trekker is here. Kapla, Salty. I will get to your comments in a minute. Richie Poole then puts in all of the various tree emojis, including a pine tree, a log, like an oak tree, a palm tree, a cactus, a bush, a vine, a seedling, very, very green emojis. Gorilla's Random Thoughts is Kapla Bird. Even though you blocked me on Twitter for saying Chang spent too much time looking up Shakespeare quotes, I did no such thing, Gorilla. I have nobody blocked on Twitter. Are cactuses, cacti, trees? I don't know. I've always considered cacti plants. I don't know if they're just big plants or trees. It's a good question. Somebody needs to call an arborist. No, it's if you need a biologist to tell who is a woman, you clearly need an arborist to tell us what a tree is. That's just science. Arabic Saunders says Kapla Birdo Pray 5 Kapla Arabic. Captain Phantom Nerd says hey to Arabic. Arabic says hey to Captain. Thomas Potts at 3:59 p.m., a minute before I was supposed to go live, said Bird is late. Thomas, how little faith you had in me. Richie Poole says late Pray 5. Captain Phantom Nerd says late Pray 5 is late. At least he said that at 4 p.m. At 4:01 p.m., LDG says hashtag Bird is late. And then a minute later, hashtag Bird's live. Bird is live, which I was. Dan Van says, hi, welcome, Dan Van. Miss Lundell's groovy movie says, Kapla, Mr. Lundell. Captain Phantom Nerd says, hi to Dan Van. Jedi Bill says, Kapla, Jedi. Yvette says, good evening, Bird, and everyone. Good evening to the lovely Yvette. LDG, hashtag free the net, says, get your max and hit the 2x. Last Son of K says, Kapla, Birds, mods, and chat. Kapla, Last Son of K. Jedi Bill says, good evening to Yvette, who says, hello back. 47 Yorktown says, hello, young sir, and puts in the cactus, the palm tree, and the 2 other tree emojis. Jim's Landscape LLC, Commodore Productions, says, hello, Jim's Landscape. Oh, yes, Jim's Landscape LLC. You're as close to an arborist as we have in the chat right now. What's your opinion? Is a cactus a tree? And Joe Biden with a $1.49 donation and kissing Dax. Thank you, Joe Biden. I mean, you're supposed to give us the cure for cancer, but he gave us kissing Dax. And he says, the last 3 years have been a total disaster for this country. Russia invaded that other country. Crime is rampant everywhere. Many countries are dumping the dollar for whatever China uses. Only I can bring dignity back to America. So I'm running now, number 22. I would like to say that was all a joke, but it's oh so real. LDG at Free the Net is lolling. Gorilla's Random Thoughts says, Mercer said, happy Arbor Day. And Kelly said, oh, get wood. Oh, well, happy Arbor Day was the better choice. So Mercer did come out the better option. Thank you, Gorilla. It's a fake. Yvette with the £2 sterling super chat and found one of the several non-kissing Dax super chats I reactivated. It's a fake. It's a fake. But thank you, Yvette. Thank you very much. The Traveler is in the house. Kapla Traveler, and again, Traveler, another happy birthday. I know 1 week ago. 1 week ago was your birthday, Traveler. Traveler says, greetings, greetings something, salty somethings, and people. And the poker, Tribble, Sassy, Bop, and 5 emojis. Thank you, Traveler. Pop Culture Curator says, hello, guys. Kapla, Berto, pray, hope you are doing well. I hope you're doing well, Pop Culture Curator. And Jim's Landscape Commodore Productions puts in a link to a prop video. Check out that prop video after the stream. Richie Poole says, Mercer said happy Arbor Day and got nothing but blank stares. Well, you know what? Happy Arbor Day. I like it. I think that was a good idea. Captain Phantom Nerd says, hail on Karoga. Thank you, Captain. Jim's Landscape says, hail the Pop Culture Curator, who says hello back. Jim says, hail the Captain Phantom Nerd. Pop Culture Curator says hello to Jim. Thomas Potts says hashtag dump kissing Dax. Really, Thomas? Really? Dump her? And then what would she do? What would she do if we dumped her? Captain Phantom Nerd says hello to Commodore Productions. Salty Tracker is also hashtag add. Oh no, that's something very different. He says hashtag add dumping Dax. You know, I'm not surprised a Turdistani would want to see dumping Dax, aka 1 Dax, 7 cups. Richie Poole says Kelly said got wood and got laughs. Well, Arbor Day would have got my laugh. The Random Menace is greetings from the future. Greetings, Random Menace. I heard your clue for Wordle today. Took Mamo Frey a little extra time than usual. It was a tough Wordle word today. Now I did the New York Times Wordle already, but after this we will do the other Wordle just so it's fair. Since if I don't do the New York Times Wordle, it's just going to get spoiled for me by the time it comes 4 p.m. Eastern. So there's no way around that. Jedi Bill says 2 dogs. Your house sitting 2 dogs. Okay. Well, I hope you enjoy that, Jedi Bill. The Traveler says, Jedi Bill, come down the street there. You will fall and break a bone. Why would you say that? Why would you say that, Traveler? Jim's Landscape says says bye to Pop Culture Curator. Because I guess he's saying to take care, have a great day. Captain Phantom Nerd says Salty had a great stream yesterday. That was the Star Trek Picard retrospective stream, I guess. Salty says thanks to Captain Phantom Nerd. We had fun. Looking forward to Battlestar Galactica because Salty is going to start rewatching the 2004 version of BSG. The Traveler says Salty Tracker is not welcome here. He is a turd. The Traveler, Salty is welcome, but he does have to acknowledge that his terrible Turdistani beliefs are wrong. Captain Phantom Nerd is looking forward to Battlestar Galactica. Ms. Lundell says, isn't there a tree? But isn't a tree a plant? Are trees plants? No, I don't think so. What? You saying, of course, Mom? Mom was probably saying all trees are plants, but not all plants are trees.
Right.
So according to Mama Prey and Mr. Lundell, all trees are plants, but not all plants are trees. I would disagree. I would think a plant has a soft stem. That in order to be a plant, it's necessary your stem is not wood. If you have a wood stem, then you're a tree. You might be a small tree, but you're a tree. What are you laughing at? No, it's important. I mean, that's like a bonsai tree is a tiny tree.
It's a tall plant with woody tissue.
A tree is a tall plant with woody tissue.
Right.
But then a bonsai tree is not a tree, you're saying. I mean, it's in the name, bonsai tree.
Yes, but
if roots strong, trees survive. You were saying Mr. Miyagi was wrong? I'm just saying you're going up against. Where do you come up with that definition? Is that something from Google, something from Webster, or Mama Prey?
it has a single stem.
It's Google, because Google is well known to be wrong.
Beneath the ground, a tree has a root system that acts as an anchor. It's supposed to water nutrients. The plant needs to grow. Trees are plants.
I don't know. Might have to check that logic. Salty is really looking forward to fighting over Strange New Worlds. Captain Phantom Nerd says hello to Last Son of K, who says hello back. Miss Lindell says today's Wordle was a really good test of your vocabulary. I got it in 6, but I kind of threw away the first word. The Random Menace says, how do you get Wordle spoiled? How do you get Wordle spoiled? Well, if I'm talking to other people who have played Wordle and they bring up the word, it gets ruined. Thomas Bot says hashtag Dear Bob. We will get to the Dear Bobs in short time. Star Trek Nitpickers says Kapla Star Trek Nitpickers. And Star Trek Nitpickers had a video out today. I didn't get a chance to watch it yet, but it's saved up. I will watch it after this. The Traveler says Bird of Prey. You said Jedi Bill was high. I don't want him to hurt himself when he comes down. Oh, is that what you mean, Traveler? Yes, he's high. LDG says like squares and rectangles. What kind of wood? The bigger the wood, the what? What are you saying, Bird? Size matters. Yes, I never said it didn't. Richie Poole says trees are plants. Oh my God, Bird. I don't understand. Is this a joke? I never would have said trees were plants. I would have put the Venn diagram of trees and the Venn diagram of plants as separate circles. Mr. Lundell says trees are plants, but not all plants are trees. LDG says he got Wordle in 4. Hashtag bird tells lies. Bullshit. Bullshit, I tell lies. Chief Cook is lolling. Welcome, Chief. Salty Tracker puts in hashtag Dear Bob. Anti-derivative Jill with a $2 super chat says Happy Arbor Day. Hashtag renew the Orville. Welcome. Welcome, Anti-derivative Jill. I take it you're Star Trek's stream has ended. If not, but thank you so much either way. I had a lot of fun. A lot of fun on Antiderivative Joe's stream earlier, talking about Star Trek 6. Definitively at least the second best of all the TOS tracks, and many might argue the best. And Richie Poole with an 8-month friend of Karoga super chat says, give your favorite tree a big hug and a sloppy wet kiss today. Happy Arbor Day. If your favorite tree is a cactus, then you might not want to do that. Last Son of K says hashtag Bop should fight with Mop. Bop shouldn't fight with Mop. Oh no, I don't fight with Mamo Prey. The Traveler says, is a bush a tree? A bush is a bush. A tree is a tree. Chief Cook says TGIF. Chief Cook, around here we say TBIF. Miss Lindell's Groovy Movie says, according to Chat AI, yes,
Indications negative.
Trees are a type of plant. They are characterized by having a single stem or trunk that supports branches and leaves. Galactics X with a 2-pound sterling super chat says, greetings, here are some pressed latinum scrapes. Appreciated greatly, Galactus X. Very, very much thank you. So according to Chat AI, trees are a type of plant. I think it's a conspiracy. I think they've made mistakes, and now they're too afraid to admit their mistakes. Salty Tracker says, Bird of Prey 5, life is divided into 2 kingdoms, plant and animal. So if a tree is not a plant, it's an animal, or it's not alive. False. False. Life, there's 5 kingdoms of life. There's fungi, there's trees, there's plants and trees, there's animals, there's bacteria, and a couple of others. I don't know. Fish, and invertebrates, something like that. Insects, there's, but I know that a fungus and a tree and a plant have less in common than a plant and a person. Jim's Landscape says, hail to Antiderivative Jill. Star Trek Nitpickers is giving a live long and prosper, and some other emojis, including General Chang. Richie Pools is the next thing Bird will tell us is that humans aren't animals. Oh no, we're animals, all right. Some of us are more animals than others. The Traveler says, are plants really alive? Like, I know they grow and reproduce, but does that count as alive? Yeah, if they don't complain when they die, are they really alive? Mamo Price says, how do I know they don't complain? Because they haven't found any way to sue anybody yet. The Traveler says, humans aren't animals. We are humans with the ability to ponder the meaning of life. LEG says, think Zindi, birds, the avians. Phantom Outsider, Kapla Phantom Outsider says, wait, trees are plants, but plants are vegetables, so trees are vegetables. Lol. If you can get your vegetable serving from eating tree bark, so be it. Salty Tracker says, okay, you're right that there are more than two, but guess what? Trees are not one of them. Lol. Cody Guy waves. Welcome, Cody Guy. Galactics asks, didn't Sulu have a flower pet? Was that an animal or plant? Sulu had a flower pet? Salty says animal, plant, fungi, potatoes, bacteria, and archobacteria. Oh, Proceta bacteria and archo. I don't even know what the hell that is. What does that even mean? Phantom Outsider says some rocks have now decided to identify as trees. So the AI system is wrong, or it's insulting rocks that identify as trees. Well, you know, fossilized trees identify as rocks, or fossilized trees are rocks that identify as trees. I don't know. You know what I'm saying. Richie Poole says, my cats ponder the meaning of life. I believe that. I do. And Richie Poole says, trees are plants. The Traveler says, vertebrae, when does a bush become a tree? Or a tree bush is just a bush? Salty Tracker wants me to do Dear Bob. We'll you know what? We'll go to Dear Bob right after this. We'll start with Dear Bob today, and then we'll go on to do the other things. And then if there's more Dear Bobs, we'll go back to Dear Bob. Salty Tracker says, stop beating around the bush / tree. Richie Poole says, plants, animals, and energy beings. Phantom Outsider says, yes, Sulu had a pet. It was the same vein as Morticia, Adam's plant, which he spoon-fed. The Traveler says, wow, Salty has been less patient than the rest of us. Phantom Outsider says, shouldn't that Garfield be a targ instead? It's very hard to find a targ to attach to my bird of prey window. So I had to go with Garfield. And he's actually very tiny because he fits on the periscope. The last son of Kay, says Richie Poole, cats are evil overlords. And Thomas Potts says, well, Salty is old and needs his sleep. Man, I was so happy to get sleep last night, and it helped. And I think if I get more sleep tonight, it'll help even more. So let's go and well, we should cut the camera because nobody's there. April 28th holidays. Let's just go ahead and we'll start with the Dear Bops. Not a ton of Dear Bops today yet, but let's start with what we've got here. Dear Bob, Dear Bob, I am sorry. I do not know how to type, so I recorded this for you. Now, I got a message. I got a message in my text messages before the stream started that somebody sent a Dear Bob that they recorded. It was a YouTube link. They assured me it was perfectly safe to play. Now, I didn't know who that person was because I didn't recognize their phone number. But then they also messaged me on Skype and said the same thing. So now I know who that person was. So I do believe them. So we will paste in the address and see what we got going. And I'm guessing there it is. Yes. And okay. So it is Joe Biden. Joe Biden, and let me turn on the audio so you guys can hear it. I don't know if you'll be able to hear it as well as make it a little louder. Okay.
Dear God, I, like you, work as an executive level manager, and I have a problem. Like you, I have scores of people who get upset with all the various screw-ups I commit on a daily basis. Also like you, I am not interested in trying to fix the crumbs. I'd much rather just beat them for the next guy or gal that comes along. Sadly, unlike you, have this pesky document called the Constitution. The Constitution prevents me from sending people who disagree with me to the mines. So, what am I to do? Signed, Your Average Joe.
So
He'll never figure out that was neither recorded that, right? I don't think so, Kamala. Oh, crap, is this thing still on?
So Joe Biden has a pesky thing called a Constitution that prevents him from sending people to the mines. And he wants advice on what to do. Well, Joe, you're pretty much given up on the Constitution. I suspect most people who voted for you don't particularly care. So, you can be like that great Republican leader, Abraham Lincoln, who was like, Constitution, F the Constitution. I'll say it. And if I get voted back in, that's the way the people will work. And I'll have a mandate. Now, you should say that. Screw the Constitution. You'll do what you want. And if you get voted back in, then that's obviously people wanted you to do it in the first place. And the Supreme Court will have to take that into account. Also, you could just go ahead and get started on a constitutional amendment to do whatever it is you want to do now. Maybe I'll have a chance to be done if you work hard and write it quickly. Maybe it'll be made into law within 4 to 6 years. Maybe. I don't know. But those are my best guesses for you. Those are my best guesses. Thomas Bond says Salty is old and needs his sleep. Galactus says, is Salty attracted to women named Nancy? It's a good question. The Traveler says, my categories are simply humans, animals, plants, and other things. Traveler says, this conversation is going nowhere. Yitza says, that didn't sound like Biden at all. Phantom Outsider says, the plant Sulu had was named Björgard. It was a carnivorous weeper plant. The first and only appearance was in the man trap, where the salt creature is as green freaked it out. I don't remember it in the man trap. The travelers of vertebrae, we will know Salty wrote soft putty letter today. How would we know that there's a soft putty letter at all today, let alone that Salty wrote it? Very suspicious. Dear Bob, are you boycotting Budweiser? Technically, I've been boycotting Budweiser my entire life. As far as I know, I don't think I've ever purchased a Budweiser. Certainly not for myself. I am quite sure of that. The one Budweiser I tried to drink one time was not purchased by me. But no, I'm not technically boycotting Budweiser because I don't buy Budweiser. I never bought Budweiser before, and I'm certainly not going to start now. That said, if Coca-Cola had done the same thing that Budweiser did, I would say that was a really, really stupid thing to do as I continue to drink Coca-Cola, because I'm not going to give up drinking a drink I love because of a bad, awful, terrible marketing mistake. Granted, I will tweet them and say, "You idiots, I do not support you or what you're doing." But I would also not say I'm going to boycott it if I knew I wouldn't. And I mean, like, they would have to do a lot. They would have to do a lot of stuff that was really, really against me personally before I stopped drinking Coca-Cola. I mean, let's just say Coca-Cola decided to pay for Discovery Season 5 themselves. I mean, I would get angry and I would yell, but I would still drink Coca-Cola. So. What, Mama Frey?
I said, what did Budweiser do that people?
Oh, what did Budweiser do? You don't know? Oh. So they decided to partner with a how do you put that? A woman who was born a man, but decided to become a woman, and they were only like been a woman for like a year or so, and they got very popular on TikTok or something. And so Budweiser, actually Bud Light, decided to partner with them, and they did a whole bunch of advertisements. They paid her a lot of money, and the crowd that generally drinks Bud Light and Budweiser was not the crowd that generally likes to hear about people doing those things. So that's what caused a backlash. Richie Pools is the Traveler actually soft putty? I highly doubt it. Miss Lundell's Groovy Movie says, what you call a marketing mistake many others call an insult to their intelligence. Well, whatever you want to call it, I'm not giving up Coca-Cola. Like they could say, we're putting $1 of every can to reelect Joe Biden. And I'd be like, well, that's unfortunate. Give me 10 more cans. Phantom Outsider says, I love Coke, but mainly buy glass bottle Mexican Coke made with real sugar. It's way better. Oh, I agree. The glass Coke, the real sugar Coke is better. Gorilla says, I don't drink Coca-Cola because I don't know how to be less white. I don't drink Coca-Cola because I don't know how to be less white. I don't get that, Gorilla. Last Son of K says Miss Lundell, or a demonstration of a lack of intelligence. What you're calling a marketing mistake, many others call an insult to their intelligence or a lack of intelligence, according to Last Son of K. Thomas Potts says, wait, a man becomes a woman, decided to become a woman. Phantom Outsider says, and a TikTok influencer, which is not a person who should ever be a spokesperson. I agree. Gorilla's Random Thought says, Dylan Mulvey is not trans. If you look at their TikTok history, they tried multiple things to get famous, and he got, by claiming to be a woman, and makes a mockery of womanhood. Yitza Lemon says, what if Coca-Cola said Jeep is for pansies and sucks? Well, I would debate them heavily as I drank that sweet, cool nectar of Coca-Cola. The Phantom Outsider says, Gorilla, I'm multiracial and I disapprove of Coke's message. Real sugar Coke is better. Last Son of K tells Gorilla, I could not agree more. Gorilla's Random Thoughts is Coca-Cola a while back had all employees attend a meeting telling the white employees to be less white. Yes, I think I do recall that as I was drinking an ice cold Coca-Cola. The Phantom Outsiders is Bird of Prey. Coke actually had a program for their workers where they told them to be less white. Yes, I do remember this now. What can I say? I disagree, but I'm going to drink Coca-Cola. LDG at hashtag Free the Net says freedom is diverse. I don't know what that means. Dear Bob, let's see. It has been argued by some people, that Bird of Prey 5. Let me start over. Dear Bob, it has been argued by some that Babylon 5 has better lines than Star Trek. Is this true? No, it's not true. If false, then please provide a line off the top of your head better than the best Babylon 5 line? Question mark. A line off the top of my head better than the best Babylon 5 line. Scorpion, a line from Scorpion. Chakotay tells the story of the fox and the scorpion crossing the river. And the fox says, if I cross the river, he'll sting me and I'll die. And the scorpion says, If I sting you and you die, we'll both drown. So the fox says, oh, okay. So the fox lets the scorpion climb on his back, and they cross the river. And then they get to the middle of the river, and the scorpion stings the fox. And the fox says, now we're both going to die. Why'd you do it? And the scorpion says, I couldn't help it. It's my nature. Better line. Better line than any line in Battlestar. No, not Battlestar Galactica. Better line than any line in Babylon 5. Now, grant you, I haven't watched most of Babylon 5, but I'm willing to say that that's a better line. Phantom Outsider says, I don't think the Atlanta Coke headquarters makes as much from the glass Mexican Coke. Probably not. Dear Bob, trekmovie.com, blah, blah, blah. Click the web portal. It's in blue on there. New Roddenberry site offers virtual USS Enterprise bridge tours, including ships from Star Trek Picard. I saw some of this earlier. Well, for anybody who wants to read up on it, I'll put in the link to the article. New Roddenberry site offers virtual USS Enterprise bridge tours. Roddenberry Entertainment has been working with technology company Otoy on the Roddenberry archive for the last few years, with the goal of creating digital archive of the work of Star Trek creator Gene Roddenberry. The initial focus for this project has been virtual recreations of Star Trek ships bearing name USS Enterprise, and they've just launched a brand new portal where you can tour the iconic bridges. Tour the Enterprises, a new free web portal, includes many iterations of bridges for ships named Enterprise across Star Trek history. Okay, let's go to this. The prime timeline, the C2100. Let's go to the NX01, enable navigation. Expand. Okay, I mean, that's interesting. What do we got? NCC 1701. What the fuck is this? This isn't. What the hell is this? This is the bridge of the 1701. In what universe? In what universe? Star Trek TOS. The cage. I don't know if I even believe this. No, this isn't the cage. Discovery. The Discovery. Oh my God. Jesus Christ. Look at all these lights. No. No, no, no. No. A strange new world. No. I don't know what this is, but this, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Dear Bob, should dogs refrain from pissing on trees during Arbor Day? No. No, I mean, dogs still need to go out and do their thing. Dear Bob, what type of tree should I plant in my front yard? Yes, I said plant, as in trees are plants. I will grant you, you do plant a tree, but I don't know that necessarily makes a tree a plant. That said, I'm a big fan of the water lily magnolia tree to be planted in front yards. If you're in like the northeast of the United States, around April, you get a beautiful couple of weeks of bloom, and then the rest of the summer, you get thick green leaves. And then the winter, it's leafless. Dear Bob, who am I? I am Bird o' Prey 5, Klingon, son of Mamo Prey. I am the right hand of vengeance and the boot that is going to kick your sorry ass all the way back to Earth, sweetheart. I am death incarnate. I am the last living thing you will ever see. God sent me. Apparently, that's a line from Babylon 5. Not as good as the scorpion and the fox, but a line nonetheless. Dear Bob, everyone lies, Bird. The innocent lie because they don't want to be blamed for something they didn't do, and the guilty lie because they don't have any other choice. The innocent lie because they don't want to be blamed for something they didn't do. If they're innocent, then why the hell do they need to lie? That makes zero sense. Dear Bob, what do you want? I'd like to live just long enough to be there when they cut off your head and stick it on a pike as a warning to the next 10 generations that some favors come with too high a price. I want to look up into your lifeless eyes and wave like this. Waves. Can you and your associates arrange that for me, Mr. Morden? I remember that line, but I don't remember where it's from. Phantom Outsiders is also Kirk's speech. Risk is our business. They say if man were meant to fly, he'd have wings. But he did fly. He found he had to. Also, one of the best speeches. Daniel's Hot Topic says, hi, Bird. Oh my God, did you hear that Jerry Springer died? That is a shock. I grew up watching Jerry Springer in the 90s. I did hear he died, Daniel. I was not a big Jerry Springer fan. I didn't hate the guy, but wasn't a fan. Yitza Lemon says there are 5,548,788 lights. Galactus X says this looked like Enterprise from Tron. LDG says do not read. Last Son of K says LDG, since I haven't seen Babylon 5, I can only concede on Voyager. I like Enterprise more than Voyager. Lol. Gorilla's Random Thoughts says Bird, look up Ivanova's sex scene. I can't look up Ivanova's sex scene on a stream. LDG is face palming. Oh my God, Bird. Random Outsider says it was Babylon 5. Salabi Ver Kato? What? Usually I'm pretty good at picking up typos, but that is beyond me. Oh, okay. Let us go to the days for today, and we'll do Wordle, fake Wordle. National Arbor Day, National Superhero Day. Get out your cape and celebrate National Superhero Day. Who makes the best superhero? I do. It's Biological Clock Day. Every time I hear the term biological clock, I always think back to that one scene in My Cousin Vinny where what's her face? Marissa Tomei is talking about her biological clock. Or actually Joe Pesci is talking about her biological clock. He's like 3 times her age. It's crazy. It's Clean Comedy Day. Let's have some good, clean fun that everyone can join in on. And not this channel. Not this channel. It's Donate Life Blue and Green Day. Donate Life Blue and Green Day? Let's get out our blue and green on as we help donate to life on this holiday. I don't understand. Somebody's holding a tiny tree and a tiny earth. It's Global Pay It Forward Day. Don't pay kindness back. Pay it forward and continue a selfless chain reaction. Great Poetry Reading Day. Hung Kings Festival. Okay. Kiss Your Mate Day with disturbingly young children for Kiss Your Mate Day. Tilt your head sideways and close those eyes, pucker the lips, and relish that passionate kiss. Yeah, that's not the best clip photo to put in for that description. National Blueberry Pie Day. We celebrate the wonder of nature's only true blue fruit baked into a doughy, buttery pastry. National Bravehearts Day, which is not a celebration of the movie Braveheart. We honor the strength and bravery of people affected by pediatric cancer. Oh, that would be a perfect place to play tennis balls. Tennis balls against the wall. Tennis balls against the wall. Take it away, LDG. Tennis balls make me forget about my cancer. National Cubicle Day. March into your workplace, recline those chairs, and unwind in that wonderful cubicle. When I was looking for a job, one of the places I interviewed before interviewing at the place I took the job, which ended up being Sidney Frank Importing Company. But one of the places I interviewed was Underwriters Laboratory. Underwriters Laboratory, if you don't know, is whenever you buy something electric, it's got on the power cord a sign, a symbol that says UL listed. And while it's not law, it is a very good idea that if you're going to bring anything into the United States, you bring anything to market that uses electricity that gets plugged into the wall, you want to get your product UL listed. Because if it's UL listed, that means that somebody looked over the product and has made a pretty good chance that the product is not going to burn up or cause a fire or kill you. LDG. LDG with a $2 super chat says tennis balls help you forget about my foot. Because LDG does not like the tennis balls, and anytime LDG is confronted with something he doesn't like, he threatens to put his foot up your ass. So that's what he means. Anyway, so UL listing, it's they tell you about it. Basically, it's kind of fun because you get a whole bunch of brand new products that the general public may not have even seen before. And you basically got to play with them to make them break. You have to destroy them and make sure they don't, fail in a way that's particularly dangerous. So they get a lot and they hire a ton of engineers. I mean, I was brought into a room that seemed to go on forever. I mean, they had their building on the outskirts of Long Island. It was way out there where real estate was cheap compared to New York City or even closer on Long Island where real estate's expensive. Way out on Long Island where real estate is cheap. It would have been at least an hour drive plus every day to get out to this place on Long Island, park in a giant parking lot, and then the building just had rooms and rooms and rooms of cubicles, thousands of engineers working, and I would have just been a number, and I would have probably had a job for life as long as I could do the job, but it would be, average pay, average job, boring as fuck, in cubicles, in a very centralized bureaucracy. And I looked at this and I was scared. I knew I did not want that job. I knew it was very much not me, but I was like worried because it was like, well, what if I can't find any other job? It was kind of like my fallback job. I was so happy when a day or two later, I ended up getting the call from the importing company, and I went with that. Because for a couple of weeks, I was truly worried, did I make a mistake? Did I make a mistake? I had a friend who went to work for your Underwriters Lab, and they worked there for like 2 decades before they left. You know, they basically were ready to retire there. It was crazy. It would have been completely ruined my life. Working in a cubicle, no way, couldn't do it. I had an actual office to myself. I got spoiled. People who work on cubicles, God bless you. I couldn't do it. National Franklin Day, National Hairball Awareness Day. Hairballs are a healthy part of animals' routines, but can potentially be an underlying health issue. That is nasty. And the guy's touching it. Oh my God. Occupational Safety and Health Day. Let's work together to raise awareness about the importance of occupational safety and health. National Save the Frogs Day. Undiagnosed Children's Awareness Day. Uh-oh, LDG, I can hear the song again. It's Workers' Memorial Day. Relieve the struggles and sacrifices of workers' unions around the world and what they strive for. Workers' Memorial Day, again with an American flag. World Day for Safety and Health at Work. Safety and health at work are the name of the game on this day. And finally, because we haven't had an all women's day in a week, it's World Women's Wellness Day. Join us and let's support women's health across this world on this World Women's Wellness Day. Only for women, wellness. Do not wish any men wellness. Today is Women's Wellness Day. The Multi-Gunman says, Bird, how's it going? Yitz11 says, should be Hung Emperor Day. Yeah, I knew somebody was going to go there. Last Son of K says, LDG, I think I might at some point. I just don't have a good way to watch it right now. I have dislike for Babylon. I have dislike. I think he means I have no dislike. Yeah, I have no dislike for Babylon 5. Never did. Yeah, if you watch it on HBO Max, I don't know. That's where I think you can watch it. Unless they took it away. Miss Lindell's Groovy Movies confirms there is no such thing as an Ivana sex scene. I doubted there would be. Because if there had been, I would have seen it. And then I might have watched. The Multi-Gunman says, Bird, hey Bird, how is it going? Not too bad, Multi-Gunman, how are you doing? 54.5 Access Radio, hashtag Shay 9 to tennis balls. Last Son of K says, Bird, National Biological Clock Day. Biggest fear of those crazy feminists. Yeah. Well, not just feminists. My biological clock continues to tick as well. The Multi-Gunman says, Bird of Prey, happy Karoga Day. Oh, wait, Karoga Day is actually 420. No, it's not. Which is why everyone in Karoga has marijuana. That's where the potheads get their 420 idea from. True story. No, it is hashtag fake news. Yitz11 says, LDG is like reverse Quentin Tarantino, always shoving his foot up someone's ass. Richie Poole says Bird likes to break things. Last Son of K says hashtag F Cubicle Farms. Oh, absolutely. The multi-gun man says Bird hashtag in quotes, importing company. Were you importing a certain white powder from a certain South American country? No, we were importing a certain alcoholic liquid from various European and Asian nations. It's called alcohol. Ms. Lindell's Groovy Movie says you made the wise choice. Cubicles are for squids and pathetic government workers. Last Son of K says hashtag turning the frogs gay. Yeah. Yitza says yay women. Daniel's Hot Topics says, did you see the USS Enterprise NCC 1701 2245? What universe is that Enterprise from? I never saw that Enterprise or bridge before. I don't know, Daniel. I skipped through that. Multi-Gun Man says how it's going to Mr. Lundell and to Daniel. It's Hot Topics. Daniel says, I feel so horrible. I feel sick. I wish I could go back to October 2022 and do it all over again from that point. Wish we could all go back, Daniel. Unfortunately, it's very unlikely to happen for that to come true. Multi-Gun Man says, Daniel, yeah, it's been going around. I had a nasty case of shingles about 2 months ago. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Multi-Gun Man. Last Son of K says hashtag son of a bitch. Thomas Bot says Bird wants to make his ship go. Phantom Outsider says Bird of Prey. There is a one-on-one sex scene, but it's not what you think. Aliens wanted to have sex with her to conclude negotiations, so she faked what human sex was. Interesting. You know, it's actually, I've always assumed that if you join Starfleet, right? If you join Starfleet, there's probably a class in the academy about sex with aliens, and that not all species are going to consider sex the way humans treat sex, and that there's going to be a species out there that's going to treat sex, you know, like a handshake, like welcome. It's just going to be the cultural thing that you're going to be expected to do certain things with aliens, men and women. And that while I understand Starfleet will generally say, you know, they're very much against any type of coerced sex or whatever, the fact is that you have a job to do. And if that job is to make first contact or whatever with a species that treats sex differently than humans do, you may be called upon to do something you don't want to do. And that that the mission comes first. Okay, listen, if you can figure out a way to do it without having to do it, yeah, sure. But if the mission comes down to it, if you've got to make first contact because they have, you know, what did they have in Code of Honor? A vaccine. They have a vaccine for a plague, and we need that vaccine. And the alien's like, yeah, you can have the vaccine once we have sex. Then, like, well, shit. Then you're going to have to go have sex and get the vaccine. I mean, it's not something that comes up a lot, but it's something I assume in the reality, in real Trek, if Trek was real, that would be something that people are coached about. That, one of the reasons I'll have counselors on ships is to deal with things like that. Like, I know you didn't expect this to happen. You're married or you're not married, but this is what happened. And maybe before you go, they could give you something. So if you're a woman, you're not at risk getting pregnant, but you are expected to do something. And if you're a guy, maybe they can just numb you or something. I don't know. Or you could leave. I mean, you could always resign from Starfleet. But yeah, it's a tough act. It's a tough what if to follow. You don't want to have to deal with those repercussions. Anyway, let's do today's Wordle. So the first person to put in a 5-letter word that's not penis, I will use. Gorilla says, and yes, there is an Ivana sex scene. It's even on YouTube. It's just over 2 minutes long. And Gorilla says, I got Babylon 5 from Tubi. File 13 has just subscribed. Welcome back, File 13. I believe you've been subscribed before. Multi-Gun Man says, only a bird of prey can go back in time. His Krogan scientists created a time machine for him. No, we created a time machine to send beagles back in time. Richie Poole says, wasn't Ivanova a lesbian? I didn't think she was. I thought she was just a Russian. Deej says, Bird uses sex with Cher to turn back time. I get it, Deej, but I don't agree, but I get it. Welcome, Deej. Yeah, last son of K is shaking his head at Deej. Richie Fools says, wasn't she into that Psy-Core chick? Maybe she was. Multi-Gun Man says, Deej, true story. Deej says, no, Richie, Ivanova did like Marcus. She was just afraid to tell him. And Richie says, maybe she was into both. Multi-Gun Man says, Bird of Prey, how do the Captain Janeway, Tom Paris, lizard babies from the Emmy Award-winning episode Threshold, the Emmy Award-winning episode Threshold, work into this whole sex class at Starfleet Academy? I mean, I'm sure they get at least 1 day of course on what to do if you and your captain turn into lizards and then mate on a distant planet. Do you leave the babies there or do you go back for them? And the correct answer is, of course, you leave the babies. LDG says pinky. The 5-letter word is pinky. Deed says, only way I would have had lizard babies is with Diana from the original V. Jedi Bill says to use circle. Richie Poole says birch. But it is pinky. LDG was first. 54.5 Access Radio says, saxophone for vaccine, sax for vaccine sounds okay to me. Of course it does. Deeja's sunburned again. Oh, here's a long day mowing. Okay. Pinky. Pinky. And we've got the P in the wrong spot. So let's see. Let's see. TROPE, trope. We have a T and a P in the wrong spot. And so we have no vowel, no I, no O, no E. So we have A and U. A and U. Let's see. LA, lap, law. Let's see. No, it can't be. Can't be there. Hmm. Uh, laugh. LAP. LAP. Laput. 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 Let's see. What else? Laput. To put. What put? Kaput. 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 CAPUT. Kaput. Wow. Okay. So we have the A, P, and T all in the wrong spots. Not a single letter in the right spot so far. Okay. So are there two A's? Maybe there's no other vowels. There's no other vowels. And there's right A, E, I, O, U, and Y. So there's literally no other vowel. So I'm guessing there's got to be two A's. If there's two A's, or no, the A has to be in the very middle. Unless the A is also at the beginning. At. APP. Oh, it can't end in T. So T is not at the beginning nor the end. AMP. Splat. SPL. It's not splat because T is not at the end. I don't know. Hmm. Um, I grant you the T can't be in the last space, but it would help. It would help with a bunch of other letters. So let's see what we get with splat. Oh, and we get the S. Holy shit, that was a new letter. So we know S is the first. And now we know, okay, P has to be the last. P absolutely has to be the last letter. So T has to be the second. A has to be the second. Stat. STA. Stat. I don't understand. Stas. Stas. STA. TP. S. SX. A. T. P. Shaft. Swapped. Swat. P has to be the last letter. There is no other place the P can go. The T could be second from last. It could be middle. It could be second. Okay, so STA. 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 Stamp. Jesus Christ. Stamp. Okay. Oh man, that was the hardest one so far. Well, it tied. We had one other one that was 5. Okay. Stamp. The multi-gun man says, Deej reward for getting the correct answer is the use of the Karogan uranium mine for 1 year free of charge. Richie says, Deej, ever hear of sunscreen? Deej says, what's that? Richie lols. Deej puts in Sisopray emojis. Last son of K says it can't be in that last spot. Yeah, T can't be in the last spot. The multi-gun man says, your prize. That's what's what. Richie Poole is putting Sisopray. Phantom Outsider says, try Alpha. Multi-gun man says, Deej, the prize has now been withdrawn and he's banned. Indie Tiger, Kapla, Indie Tiger's sci-fi review says, hello all, hello Indie. Gorilla says, oh my God, Bert, it's so easy. Miss Londell puts in stamp. Gorilla says stamp. Okay, just to be clear, I came up with stamp on my own. I wasn't looking at the chat. The multi-gun man says, Miss Lindell, now the recipient You are now the recipient of the Krogan Uranium Mine Orphan. You may use said orphan for 1 year, free of charge, as prize for the correct answer. Yeah, well, it is what it is. Let's check out on some news. Thomas says email. Thomas, the 5-letter words are over. North Carolina Supreme Court reverses role in gerrymandering case. I would make gerrymandering illegal. I would personally redraw every district in the country. Teen charged in New York City wreck. Oh, that's very sad. Let's see. McCarthy weighs in on DeSantis's feud with Disney. Republicans voice concern over DeSantis's ongoing fight with Disney. DeSantis and Disney, Marco Rubio worries businesses will leave Florida. Alito says he has a pretty good idea of the identity of the Dobbs decision maker. Congressional Republicans want to define woman. Kansas did it first. Gizmodo said want to be employable, play around on ChatGPT. Kansas enacts sweeping transgender bathroom bill. Oh my God, so much wasted time on such bullshit. Gas stoves to be banned in new New York buildings. Yeah, it's not going to be long now. Russia kills 25 in biggest Ukraine airstrikes in nearly 2 months. Microsoft inks another cloud gaming deal after UK blocked its Activision takeover. That sucks. I don't understand is why American companies let other countries block things. Like just say, well, screw you, buddy. You don't like it, you don't have to play our games. YouTube podcasts go live in US with inclusion to YouTube Music. I'm what? Date night shock. After police release her photo, she learned why guy was nervous. ChatGPT may have better bedside manner than some doctors, but it lacks some expertise. YouTube addresses copyright concerns, provides music alternatives. Star Trek 4 being saved by Next Generation actor. Jonathan Frakes is interested in directing Star Trek 4. Sure, if only there was one. He doesn't have high hopes that they will ever hire him. Yeah, okay. So this whole story is a non-story. What is this? What is this? Did Ron DeSantis get married at Disneyland? Yeah, YouTube addresses copyright concerns. YouTube educates creators on copyright laws, dispels misconceptions, and offers copyright-safe music through audio library and creative music. Creators must secure necessary rights before using copyrighted music in their YouTube videos. Blah, 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 blah. Misunderstanding about copyright can lead to content ID claim, takedowns, and loss of monetization. In a recent video, YouTube clarifies copyright regulations and discusses misconceptions surrounding music usage in long-form videos. Further, YouTube offers valuable resources to help you find and use copyright-safe music, ensuring their content remains monetized and free from copyright strikes. YouTube and copyrighted music. Artists and music labels own the copyright to their songs and have legal right to control how others use them. YouTube possesses copyright removal requests in accordance with copyright law. So you need to be mindful of these regulations when uploading content. When you upload a video containing copyrighted music, the video could receive a content ID claim, leading YouTube to block it or making it ineligible for monetization. Alternatively, you could receive a copyright strike. It's important to note YouTube Shorts functions differently, allowing you to use music from the Shorts audio library without restrictions. See, that's bullshit. If you can use music in Shorts, you should be able to use it anywhere. There are several misconceptions on how copyright music works on YouTube. I swear to God, if they say that because you own the CD, you think you can use the music, I'm going to stop reading it. You must secure all necessary rights before uploading. Giving credit to the copyright owner using disclaimers doesn't grant permission. Recording something yourself doesn't guarantee the right you have to upload it, mainly if it contains someone else's music. There is no minimum time for using someone else's music. Even a few seconds can result in a claim or takedown. The existence of similar videos on YouTube doesn't imply that you have the right to post the same content. The courts make the final decision, determining whether content falls under the copyright exception, such as fair use and fair dealing. Using music in YouTube's videos without copyright issues. To help creators use music in their videos without worrying about copyright or earning less from using music, YouTube offers several options. The YouTube audio library. Everyone has access to YouTube audio library, where you can download music and sound effects free of charge. The tracks are copyright safe and won't result in content ID claim or affect monetization status. And Creator Music for a YouTube partner program. Creator Music combines YouTube audio library with a library of mainstream music. You can use these tracks without losing monetization if you're in the YouTube partner program. Both our options offer search and filter functionality, making it easy to find the perfect track. Some tracks in the YouTube audio library require attribution, which can be easily copied and pasted into the video description. Okay. So nothing all that important. Nothing all that important. Oh, well. Oh, and I didn't have any of that up as I was reading it. Sorry about that, guys. Multi-Gunman is smiling. Ms. Lindell's Groovy Movies is a special presentation watch party at 5 p.m. Central over behind Planet of the Apes at the following link. And that is 15 minutes from now, which the stream will be over. This stream will be over before that. So check out Miss Lundell's Groovy Movies. And you can watch the movie at the link. Captain Phantom Nerd is doing well. The Indie Tiger. And Indie Tiger is doing well back. Galactus X is good night, everyone. Ready for my regeneration cycle. Have a good night, Galactus X. Daniel says, did you hear Star Wars Jedi Survivor came out today? I did not. Indie Tiger says, why do they need a bill for that? Women are always coming into men's room during intermission at concerts. I mean, I've seen it happen. The women's room fills up. The women need to go somewhere. The men generally don't give a shit. Daniel's Hot Topic says it takes place after Clone Wars and before Rogue One. Daniel says, I prefer post Return of the Jedi, The Mandalorian, Book of Boba Fett, and soon Ahsoka. Last Son of K says, Star Trek IV is dead. The actors will cost too much to be in it. Star Trek Nitpickers says, live long and prosper. LLAP, Star Trek Nitpickers. And Dan Ben says, lots of people live streaming the new Jedi Survivor video game. Well, I have no real desire to play that game. And fact check, did Ron DeSantis get married at Disney World? Fact check, true. I don't know if that's supposed to mean something. How dare he? How dare he be married at Disney World and then years later have a political fight with Disney? But anyway, I think we'll end it there. Thank you guys for hanging out. I appreciate it. I am still so tired. And I know I said I was working on a Picard video. I am still technically working on a Picard video, retrospective of my own. It is nowhere near ready. I don't know. I have no idea when it's going to come out. We'll see. We'll see how I feel. Thank you all for hanging out. Go check out Mr. Lundell's Groovy Movies. He's got his new movie coming up in a few minutes. Check out Star Trek Nitpickers video he put out earlier today. Check out all the other videos. Hashtag, not hashtag. If you've got nothing else to do, you want to hang out, you need, you're just bored, you want someone to talk to, head over to freethenet.org/underground. freethenet.org/underground. That's the slash that you use in website addresses. And that's LDG's backstage area. I hang out there. Other people hang out there. We'd love to see you back there sometime. Anybody can come. That's your invitation. If you can hear this, it means you are welcome. Okay? It's not a secret. If you can hear this, you are welcome. freethenet.org/underground. Kapla all bird out.